Good morning. I'm finding myself. Where am I? Here we go. Live. Oh, I'm in the wrong place. That's why. I can't wait, Amy. Amy's coming to hang out with me for the weekend. Very exciting. All right. I'm going to give everybody a couple minutes to come on. Never sure where I'm supposed to look. I think over here. Sorry if I'm cross-eyed. I'm here by myself, if you couldn't tell, because Barb is taking a class today. So that means you're going to look at the top of my head a lot while I look down and read comments because it's way easier on the computer. And I think that's about it. So, okay. So while everybody pops on, I'm just going to kind of give you a little overview of how we're going to do this today because we're going to do it a little bit differently. Normally, if you have been watching at all, oh, and Carol, my first live with you. Well, this is going to be my first different way of doing it. So, welcome to live. We're going to do it a little bit differently today. And Nova is here. Nova, you may want to chime in on this one too at some point since you are also on YouTube. So normally what we do, Barb is usually next to me. We're usually chatting about nonsense. We're laughing about nothing. We're talking about the different things that are going on, what's been going on at the shop. And I do have a list of things for you today, but I'm actually going to do today's live in reverse. So instead of giving you all of the normal updates and all the chit chat and whatever, I'm going to start and jump right into our topic because if that is why you are here, or if you are watching this later and that's what you're here for, I'm going to get that out of the way and talk about that first, take questions, answer whatever I can, and then we'll do kind of shop updates at the end. Mix it up, see how it goes, see what happens. So, today's topic, if you looked at the notes or at the description, today's topic is about starting a YouTube channel. Now, I'm going to preface this first by saying I am not an expert. I didn't go to YouTube college. That's not a thing. I don't have all of the answers. You may have a question for me that I don't know. You may have something that stumps me that I can't answer. But I am here. I am going to answer as much as I can. And I'm going to say that this is going to be a little bit more about encouraging you, if you want to start a channel, to just do it. And also talking to you about kind of the ins and outs of it. If you are looking for a step-by-step tutorial of how to actually get on YouTube, what to click, how to start it, I haven't done that in 3+ years. I don't remember all of that stuff, but I will do the best that I can. We can talk a little bit about equipment. I have shown that before, I showed that to you before. I'm going to talk about what I use and what I do. Again, there are people that will probably 100% disagree with me and tell you that I'm not doing it right or I'm not doing it their way, and that's fine. YouTube is just like any other platform, and I do what I do and what I'm comfortable with, and everybody else does what they want to do. So, I did not plan anything with Nova. I just happened to see that she was here. I don't know if she's going to stick around or if she wants to put her 2 cents in. But since she is also a YouTuber, she is welcome to, and hopefully she'll want to tell us some things as you have questions. So that's So Nova is her YouTube channel if you want to go follow her. So, let's start. I mean, again, I don't want to start at like the beginning, like click on youtube.com. You can do that on your own. That's not the hard part. It's, you know, going on and signing into any social media app is pretty much the same all around. You log in, you start your information, you put all your stuff out there. I think starting your first video and getting the right equipment and uploading stuff, I think that is the more nerve-wracking thing and the thing that people have a harder time with. So, for me, in case you're new or if you don't remember, I'll give you kind of a little brief overview of how I started my YouTube channel. And then we're going to get into part one, which is why. Why did I start it and what you need to figure out if you want to start one. So, starting the channel itself, like getting the information done, not a big deal. I literally was in my husband's work van. We were on a road call together. It was the middle of COVID. It was like that summer, like I think May or June. I was bored. He had just asked me to take a ride with him. And I was like, how do you start a YouTube channel? Like, let me see how hard this is. Can I do it on my phone? So on my phone, I started a login. I did the whole thing. it's like a little thing that you may not know. You need a Gmail account. So you have to have a Gmail account in order to sign up and have a YouTube account. Um, YouTube and Gmail and Google are somehow connected. For me, I have an email through Gmail, but it's not an at gmail.com. So I needed a new email address because it would not let me use my business email. I don't know why. So I have a Gmail account that I use to start this. When you go on, you follow the prompts. You pick your channel name, you pick, your description, you put all of your information in. It's the same thing that you do when you start really any other platform. You just need to kind of put all that information out there. If you have a website, make sure to link that. If you have other social media, you make sure that you link that as well. Because the whole point of us having a YouTube channel and having a platform is so that we can share what we do, whatever that happens to be, and we can guide people towards our websites or places that we sell things or our other social media, because YouTube is not the only thing that most of us do. Most of us as creators and designers have Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever. So you also want to make sure you're linking all of that. For me, I have a website where I sell cork and I sell patterns and I sell the things that I show on my channel. So I want to make sure that you know how to find me there. So I think the most important thing when you are starting a channel is, and I'm going to say this, you're not going to be perfect and successful from day one. You're not even going to know fully what you're doing or what you want to do from the jump start, unless you are a super, super organized person. I am not. So from day one, I had a different vision and I kind of changed that. But my overall foundation, that never changed. I always wanted my platform to be a place where I can educate because I absolutely love teaching, a place where I could answer questions for the patterns that I write. Because let's face it, if I have written words and pictures that I've shown you and you can't follow those in the pattern, if you send me an email, how do I now use different words to convey the same message? You see what I mean? So, in having a YouTube channel, I am able to not only tell you, but I can show you. I can physically say, sew this to this, put these together, and do that. So that was my goal on my YouTube channel, was to answer those questions and make it easier for you. I wanted more people to be, purchasing my patterns and feeling comfortable if they need help, if they like videos. I had the time to do it. So it was the right time for me to finally like jump on and get it started. But I didn't go into YouTube trying to be like the next YouTube star. I'm not trying to be like, you're famous on YouTube. That was never my goal. That's not something that I've ever wanted. I'm not knocking anybody if that's what they want. Cause again, I'm allowed to have my opinions and I do what I want to do. If that's your thing and you're like, I want to be the biggest star and celebrity and on YouTube, go for it. That was not my thing. I wanted to have a platform and a community kind of like the one that we already have in the Facebook group and the one that I have tried on the rest of my social media. I want it to be comfortable and safe and happy and educational and a place for people to go to not only learn, but to relax and have fun and laugh and enjoy themselves. I wanted education to be my number one, but I also wanted to share with you. I wanted a place to share because as creative people, we don't always have creative people surrounding us. Like I have friends, I have family, not all of them do what I do. So when I get a new tool, I have a rivet press, I have, new hardware, I'm excited to show that off. And who better to show it to than people who have joined my YouTube channel because that's what I show them. I get to meet people when I travel, but they're not always around me. So when I have something cool and exciting, I want to show everybody. And so you're my everybody. That's what I wanted. I am enjoying growing my numbers and watching my platform grow, but that's not my only thing. I'm not sitting here counting the numbers and being like, well, if it's not this number by this time, I'm not doing it right. I'm here just doing what I want to do. So, um, so that's a great point. Carol said she'd probably not be a bag maker without people on YouTube. And that goes for a lot of things. Um, I mean, any hobby or anything. Even my husband, who's a mechanic, who knows an insane amount of stuff about cars, things that I could never even try to understand. Sometimes he's like, I don't know the answer to that. And he'll Google it or YouTube it and he'll find a video on like, oh, you're installing this thing. Here you go. So I wanted my channel to be safe and I wanted it to be educational. And that was what I wanted to do. Um, Nova, she's in it for the teaching. She loves to teach. Now, let's look at the difference between the two of us because we have very different channels, and for good reason. My channel is based on my patterns because I am first and foremost a pattern designer. That's what I have been doing since 2011. Prior to that, prior to writing patterns, I was still designing them, but that's my main thing. That's my main gig. So, in designing the patterns, that is what had brought me to hardware, brought me to cork, brought me to educating, to teaching, to traveling. Nova teaches and teaches a vast variety of other people's patterns. So for somebody like Nova and other people like Kasaya, Lauren, any of those YouTubers, they don't just focus on one pattern brand, whether it's theirs or somebody else's. They find the things that they love, they find people that they love, and they make those patterns. So we have two um, very different ideas of how to run our channels because we do different things. Nova is willing to make, and I'm assuming, Nova, I'm throwing this out there, she's willing to make any pattern on her channel that appeals to her. If she finds one that she likes, she's going to make it. I stick with my own patterns because that's the base that I already built. I already have my own patterns. And it's not because I don't like other people's patterns, it's because I'm trying to promote what I already do and what I'm comfortable with. But also, I have a fear, and this is myself, of making somebody else's pattern and accidentally sounding or not even trying, but like maybe coming off as if I'm not enjoying the techniques that they're using, or maybe saying something out of pocket that didn't sound right. And I accidentally say something along the lines of like, oh, I would never do it that way. And I don't want it to sound like I'm being negative towards anyone else. There are amazing designers out there, and we all do the same thing differently. We all have our way of doing it. And I know we've talked about that a lot too. So I stick with what I know, which is what I write. And I stick with my own thing. Know that you have the same fear. See, and I can understand that. And that's a thing too. There is that fear because social media is like, it's just awful. Sometimes it is a hard place to be. As much as it's fun, it's also really hard. And that's a whole thing. We're going to talk about that too, because there's also things that you need to know and prepare yourself for if you want a channel and if you want to do this. So we have similar platforms in that we both are bag makers. We both like to make bags on camera. We both like to talk about bags and supplies and things that we have. I base mine off of the website that I have and things that I sell. Nova bases hers off of different things that she likes and things that she's found. So we have a very similar look, but also a very different one. And so one of the questions that was kind of posed on Facebook, let me read this. I don't know if it was so much a question as a thought, because we're kind of in that subject right at the moment. Was, let me see who said this. Because if you wrote it on Facebook and with your name, I'm saying it out loud. Um, uh, Jeannie, I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. I believe it's Jeannie, and correct me if I'm saying it wrong. Jeannie said, fantastic idea. I'm always thinking about it, but then I think, why start a new channel? Isn't it saturated with amazing bag making people? So here's the thing. Um, is YouTube saturated with bag makers? Sure, you can look at it that way. But isn't the entire pattern community saturated with patterns? Isn't the fabric community saturated with fabric? There's room for all of us. And I will always believe in community over competition, regardless of whether that is, benefits me or not. I will always I would rather have a part in a community than to be the top dog competing against everybody and not being friendly towards people and not doing the same thing. There's no reason why we can't be friendly towards each other. There's no reason why we can't all do it. Every one of us has a different audience and a different platform. I know that a lot of you here watching my video who have been with me for years, you also watch a lot of the same people that I watch, or you watch a lot of the same people that somebody else watches, but you also might find somebody new. Some of you, I'm sure here already know Nova, but some of you might not have. And you're like, I don't know this person. I need to watch her channel. The same goes with like Lauren. Lauren's a good friend of mine. Lauren and I have become really good friends over the past year, and it's been amazing. But I didn't know her before that. And there was no reason why she can't have a channel, I can't have a channel, because we all do something similar in a different way. So don't let that be the thing that stops you. If you're afraid that you're just going to have the same as somebody else, don't let that stop you. On a side note from that, don't copy people either. We all know that that's wrong. Every one of us knows. If you want to watch videos to see what other people are doing, there's nothing wrong with that. I've watched a lot of bag making videos out of genuine curiosity of how people do their channels. I'm looking at camera angles. I'm looking at how do you give away enough information, but not too much information where you're taking away from a pattern designer. I've looked at lighting. I've looked at all the things. I'm not watching it because I'm like, oh, Nova did that. I'm going to say the exact same thing as her. I'm going to do it exactly the way that she did it. That is a foolish way to go into anything. I'm going to maybe watch a video and be like, okay, I see how she did that. I'm going to try changing my camera angle because I like how she had hers. Or, oh, that's how she explained that technique without giving too much away. I look at people using rulers and how they're using things and doing things to not make mistakes. And I don't know the words. I lose words a lot. So there's nothing wrong with joining this community and being another channel that has bag making, as long as you are you. You have to be genuinely you. And you guys all know that I can't be anything but myself. I have burped on here. I have talked about having a snotty cold nose. I have told you about the things I went through last year with my husband and surgery. I'm very upfront about it. I tell you whatever you want to know. There's very few bits of information that I won't give you and that I won't answer. I still have a private life. I still don't talk about, there's topics on my channel that aren't going to happen. We don't do the religious, the politics, the money talk. We don't do all that kind of stuff. You want to ask me a personal question, I'm going to answer you. I am who I am. And I've become more comfortable as these 3 years have gone on with being who I am, because you're here. You're here for a reason. I don't want to be a fake person on YouTube, because if I meet you in person, and I do meet a lot of you, I don't want you to have the poor experience that I had when I met some people, not in the bag making community. I'm going to preface that. In other communities, unfortunately, and it was in the quilting community, and I've told you that before, I met people that I admired, that I looked up to, that I followed, you feel this kindred friendship with people, even though you've never met them, but like, you know what they look like, you know what their dog's name is, you feel like you know them. And then when you talk to them and they're like, and they kind of blow you off, you feel sad. You feel kind of like deflated and just like, oh, I thought you were really cool and you're not. And now, is it me? Am I not cool? Am I obnoxious? And you question yourself. I have not had that in the bag making community. I'm not saying that everybody's perfect. I'm not saying we're all best friends. I would never lead you to believe that. Um, I do have close friends in the community, absolutely. But I also have people that I will probably never meet, or people that we don't see eye to eye and probably wouldn't collaborate. There's a lot of stuff, but going back 7 hours ago when I started talking, sorry, I get on a lot of tangents. If you're new here, get used to it, or this might not be for you. Um, my whole point is, don't let the community that already exists stop you from building your own. Just because there's a neighborhood doesn't mean you can't build your house there. So there's room for every one of us. Find your niche, find your thing, find what you like to do. And I keep saying Nova because she's here, and I feel like I'm having a conversation with her right now. She goes live almost every single day. That's what she does on her channel. She also does tutorials. Saya Swag, I'm sure you know her. She goes live several times a week. That's what she does. Some of her videos are cutting videos, chatting videos, unboxing videos. I go live every Friday for these kinds of chats. We all do things that feel right to us. And if going live is not your thing, because you're like, I'm gonna fumble and say dumb things and I don't want it to be on the internet, then don't. Then don't do lives, or do lives when you feel comfortable with it. That's how I started really with this, because I remember 3 years ago in the middle of COVID when we had nothing to do and we didn't go anywhere, I started my channel, but I started on Facebook Live first because on Facebook Live, I knew Facebook. I felt comfortable there. That is where I started. I would upload those lives to YouTube. That is how I started my channel. And then I would do a little tutorial here and there. And then I kind of fell into this, wow, tutorials are fun. I kind of like doing this. And it gives me, it's almost a break for me because Friday lives, I just open my mouth and whatever comes out, comes out. And some people like it and some people don't. And I've grown very thick skinned about that. If you don't like it, it's fine. You're welcome to leave. You don't have to stay. I do the tutorials for the people that don't want the idle chit chat, that don't want to talk about what I did yesterday, that don't care about any of it. I do the tutorials to be helpers and additions to my patterns. I do the tutorials because some of you just want to learn, period. That's all you're here for. So I appeal to two very different audiences. Some people don't like my lives, and that's fine. That's totally fine. Some people watch every one of them because some of you are gluttons and you can't get enough of me, and I don't understand you, but it's fine. We're all here together. It's cool. So I think that for a lot of you, not only not understanding technology maybe, and I'll explain a little bit about how the platform works, but I think not understanding that, but also not feeling comfortable with yourself is a lot of why you stop and you hesitate in starting a channel. If you've thought for a minute that I really want to start a YouTube channel, it's in your head. The seed has been planted. Start it. There is no better time than today to start getting your stuff together because the biggest regret I have with YouTube is that I didn't do it sooner. And I'll tell you why I didn't do it sooner. And it's probably the reason for a lot of you. I was very confused. I was very overwhelmed. I feel that on the tech savvy level, I'm not a 1, but I'm by far not a 10. I'm kind of right in the middle and I'm like, I don't want to do this and then fail at it because I don't know how to buy, I don't know what equipment to buy. I don't know how to upload a video. That sounded so overwhelming to me that my original thought was that I was actually going to pay somebody to film tutorials for me and edit them and put them on my channel. I literally had it ready to go. I have a friend who is, his whole career is based on photography and film. I don't know all the words. Let me drink coffee. Hold on. His whole, like everything that he does is about the internet and technology and filming and uploading, and he is the guy. He is the tech guy. I know him through AQS. We met many, many years ago. We're similar in age, so when you're at quilt shows and you kind of like don't really fit in with a lot of people, you don't do a lot of the same things. I'm a bag maker, I'm different. We just kind of clicked, and during COVID I said I have nothing else to do. I think it's finally the time to start a YouTube channel. Can you help me, because I don't know how to do this? And he was all set to do it. Well, then fast forward to the lockdown, the you can't leave your house and go to another state. And that is what stopped me from being able to go to Kentucky and have him help me. And I had to figure it out on my own. So that is where I'm going to pause for a minute because we will talk about like ins and outs, but I keep seeing some questions and I want to make sure I get those before the comments go too long. And then we'll talk about all the other stuff. So let me see here. Okay, Amy, if I have a YouTube in my personal name, can I create a second account in the same email, but a different name, or do I need to change my name on the existing? I may not be the right person for that question, but my guess, based on my limited knowledge of that, would be that you would want to start over again, because I think once you have that going, I don't know that you could start a second channel. I could be 100% wrong. If somebody knows that, please chime in. But I would say it would probably be easier for you, and it's probably the way you need to do it. You would want to start a second email and a brand new name. You might be able to change your name. Like if you don't want to be Amy on YouTube and you want to be Amy's Bag Making, you can probably change that. But if you want two separate channels, I would say just start from scratch, get a new email and a new name. That would be my guess. Again, I told you there's not always, I don't always have the answers, but I'm trying my best here. So, um, and Heather couldn't make bags without tutorials. And that's a very common thing that I think all of us here is like, I couldn't have got, and you see it in the comments. You can change the name. Thank you. Okay. You can change the name, but I'm thinking for a second channel, you'd probably need a new email address. I don't think they'll let you have two channels with one email, but changing the name makes sense. So country, thank you for helping me out too. Okay. As a YouTube creator, I think we have this fear because some people have said negative comments to us. Oh, the negative comments. Yes, we're going to talk about the trolls as well because all you need to prepare yourself if you're going to do this. And I'm just letting you know now. Some of you, I'm sorry to tell you this, you're too sensitive for YouTube because it will kill you because there are days where I'm like, I'm done. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. We will talk about that too. So Carol said she's always excited to find a new presenter. So that is the answer for all of you that are like, I don't know if I should do this. There's enough out there. Carol wants new creators. Everybody wants new creators. We all like to find new people to follow. I just followed like 3 new people this week, not just bag making, but I do other things. I do beadwork and I also am learning Illustrator and I'm doing other things. I love to follow new people. Let's see, Maureen. I love when you all do collaborations. The camaraderie and respect for each other is so great to watch. Each one of you is different, and that's what makes it interesting. Fantastic comment. Absolutely. Um, just so you know, little sneak peek. I don't have details yet, but coming this month, coming later in November, Nicole and Lauren and I will be doing a little live together. It might just be us chatting and sewing, but we are collaborating, and we also have talked about some other things possibly for next year. We love a collaboration, and we love, being friends with each other. And I'm not going to say that I met them through YouTube. I got to know their personalities through YouTube, but we met in person through So Magical. And number one for me, their personalities, their persona on YouTube is exactly who they are. It's the same reason why I clicked with Nova. It's the same reason why I clicked with Kasaya, because they're not, here's my YouTube personality and here's who I am in real life. It's all the same. And that's, I think, what works for all of us is that we very much want to be a community. We enjoy promoting each other and talking about each other, but we also aren't, never gonna, I don't want to say fake, but we're not different. We're not Jessica's YouTube channel, Jessica, and Jessica in real life, who's a total different person. I almost just said the F word. That's going to happen one of these days. Hi, Cheryl. It's okay that you're late. Um, so, see, and I love this. You've learned, Holly said she's learned so much, and appreciates us. And yes, this is an important conversation. I think that we need to have this about, I'm really today, just, I want to encourage you, if you want to do this, to do it, but also we'll talk about, like, the equipment kind of nonsense. We don't need all that. Charlie, what did Charlie say? I think your lives are a great addition to my hobby of collecting bag supplies I never intend to use. Charlie, welcome to the club. We are all here doing the same thing. So, Amy, is YouTube the gateway drug to TikTok and others, or do you feel satisfied with one? I will never feel satisfied with anything. Um, I was an only child who always got my way and did everything I wanted to. I am extremely neurotic and I am filled with anxiety, so I never want to be left out. I will never just be okay hanging out on one platform. I will try them all, except Twitter because I don't understand it. But I look at all of my platforms as doing similar things but different. On Instagram, because it started out as that photo kind of app and limited words. Instagram reaches a different audience. Not everybody even knows that I'm on Instagram. Sometimes people say that, and I'm like, I've been on Instagram longer than YouTube, but you just don't know how people will find you. Instagram is the home of Reels, so those quick little videos. That's kind of why I'm there. And I also enjoy Instagram because it's an easy scroll. It's a mindless end of day scroll. I don't have to listen to as much stuff, or at least I didn't. Now they do reels and you do hear more things, but Instagram's a mindless scroll for me. Facebook is definitely for a different, it's a different platform because a lot of people hate Facebook. And I'm sorry, Mark Zuckerberg, I'm sure you're watching. Facebook is the herpes of social media because it has just become nonstop negativity and whining and complaining. There is not enough happiness on Facebook as there used to be. And that is my opinion, and I will stick with it. I enjoy the YouTube platform the most, but the thing I don't like about YouTube is that, yes, everybody's comfortable here. We can all come. You don't have to have like a Facebook account. You can watch YouTube without having anybody in the world know who you are. You can hang out on YouTube anytime. My husband, I think, literally a couple months ago, just figured out how to have a YouTube login. You don't even need that. But what I don't like about YouTube is that we don't have like our group. Like we have our Facebook group, and I love our Facebook group because from day one, I won't let anybody be mean there. If you say something that I deem as even a 1% negative, I'm like, delete. I will delete your comment. You say it again, I will delete you and I will block you. On YouTube, we don't have that. We only have these conversations or comments. So that's probably the thing I don't like about YouTube is that we can't have the group little community that we have. We have to do that through Facebook. Other than that, Facebook is my one of my least favorite places to be. If you friend me on Facebook, that's fine. You will see nothing except happy birthday wishes once a year. I don't post on my personal Facebook page. I have it because I need it to have a business page. And I use my business page quite a bit because I reach different audiences in different places. But if Facebook went away tomorrow and never existed again, I wouldn't be hurt. I would just miss my group. That's literally it. I don't like, I, I'm in other groups and I will never mention their names. But some of them, I don't know why I stay in them because they're so insanely toxic and they say horrible things to each other and the admins don't jump in and I don't like that. YouTube, I don't know, it's better. It's they're still trolls, but it's better. So no, I am not totally set on just having one platform. I like to try all of them out. And I just kind of, see which ones work. TikTok is for fun. I enjoy being on TikTok because I make dumb things there. I do some business stuff, but TikTok is also my stupid app where I just watch like silly videos about dogs and whatever. So I like them all. I like them all to an extent. Let me see here. Charlie, exactly. Meeting Nicole, Lauren, and Kasaya felt like meeting old friends because they are exactly like they are on YouTube. And that's why we clicked because in watching them on YouTube, I was like, we have similar personalities. I think we would get along with each other. So when I met them and that was true, I was like, oh, good. They really are real. They're just really chill. Like our this group that we've kind of formed together because we've gotten very close to each other in this past year with all the events we've done together. We're so comfortable with each other. We're like 100% ourselves and none of us are like, "Oh, I got to go do YouTube and be the fake version of myself." We just are what we are. I mean, Lauren will in the middle of one of her videos be like, "I don't know what I'm doing." And we all feel that way sometimes. Uh, so um oh, okay. Who is your go-to person on YouTube for setup and questions? As far as like basics how to start a YouTube channel, I didn't look at anybody. I didn't follow anyone for like the setup kind of thing. I basically just nonstop watched videos, clicked on things, Googled questions, looked up stuff. I didn't watch anything in particular on like a how to of how to start a YouTube channel. It existed. I knew it was an app. I just kind of followed the prompts and set up my information, and that was about it. I don't have any particular creator that really was the basis for me or that helped me start that. I hope that answers your question. That was CKD style, which is Christina. And Christina, it was my rock star today, this week. I'll tell you about her later. So Nova is a great salesperson. Yes, I have bought so many patterns and gadgets. That is who we have become on YouTube and social media is salespeople. And for me, and this is my thing, I'm not a hard sell kind of girl. I don't want you to stand there and go, you need to buy this because it's amazing. I'm happy to see you using it and see it being useful, and then I will buy it. And that is also how I work. Fun fact, side note that most of you probably never knew. When I was in my early 20s, I sold party light candles. Y'all familiar with those home parties? I didn't last long. And my group leader, whatever, she used to get really annoyed with me because she was like, you don't say to somebody, do you want to have your own party? You say, when do you want to have your party? And I was like, I don't talk like that. I don't do that. I don't do the hard sell thing. I'm not here. She's like, you never ever have a yes or no question. You leave them with open-ended questions. It didn't last long because I couldn't do that. I don't like that. I don't watch that. I don't do that. It's not my thing. So yeah, I have bought things because of Nova. I bought things because of Lauren and Nicole. If you're using something and genuinely loving it, and I feel the happiness come out of you, I'm like, well, I need to buy that now. And if you post something on social media and you're like, this was so cool, I love this thing, I'm like, okay, I want that. If you tell me to buy it, I won't buy it. I won't even go near it. So transparency, Cheryl, I am as transparent as I can. And you know that of all people. Okay, so let me look at my notes because I did write you some notes. And I promise for those of you who really wanted this to be a tutorial, I will talk about some of that too. So let me see here. What did I want to tell you this morning? Okay. So here is one of my things that is definitely going to be different for everybody. And this might be one of the things that is deterring you from wanting a YouTube channel. But just remember, it's your platform. You can do what you want with it. I feel for myself that it's very important that I show my face, not only in lives, but I do my intro in my tutorial videos. And I don't know if any of you have ever noticed, but I say my name in the beginning of every single tutorial. My name is not part of my business name. It's not part of my channel name. Where That's So Nova, her name is Nova. Lauren Mormino, her name is Lauren Mormino. I find it very important that I say my name and that you know my name. My name is Jess. I want you to know that, because if I'm watching someone's channel and I don't know what their first name is, it kind of annoys me because I feel like I'm not getting to know them as well. I'm like, this is a great channel. This is a great video. What's your name? So for me, I constantly say it to make sure everybody knows it. And I also show my face because I travel for shows and I teach. If you have no desire to do that, if you're like, I'm not camera ready, I don't want my face on camera, it makes me uncomfortable, and your plan is to have a channel where you're just educating, where you're just showing products, where you're just doing whatever you want to do, and you don't plan on going out into the world and teaching and promoting yourself outside, you don't have to show your face if that's not what you want to do. There are YouTube channels where you literally just see hands. There are channels where you literally just listen to music because they don't even talk through the steps. You have to find the style that fits you. Think about what appeals to you. And if you feel like, I'm not the person, I don't have that kind of personality, I don't want to put my face out there, that's not a requirement. For me, in my own brain, I've made that a requirement because when I'm at So Magical or when I'm traveling to teach, I want people to go, oh, I know you, I recognize you, because a lot of times people forget your business names. I've had the same business name since 2011 and people still call it the wrong name. I get so many different variations of it, or people that never paid attention to it. I tell somebody about a pattern, like, oh, I know that pattern. I never saw the name on it and realized it was yours. So for me, it was important that my face was out there. I don't love being on camera. I don't eat this up and like, oh, look at me. I just I just feel like it's important because of the other things that I do. But if you're at home doing your thing, running your website, making your videos, and you don't have any plans of venturing out and being recognized and you don't want to, then don't. That's totally fine. So if that was a hesitation, you don't have to show your face. But I think for a lot of us, I think it's important because we are going out and we are, seeing people, and we want, like, I enjoy very thoroughly when someone comes up to me and says, oh my God, I know you, I know your channel. They might not even remember the name, but they recognize my face. And then they're like, you taught me how to do this. You told me how to put in zippers. Sharon, I don't know if she's here. She came up to me. I know her name. She's ordered from us. I've seen her name on comments, but I had never met her. She came up to me at So Magical in Florida and she was like, you taught me how to put in zippers. And I was like, cool. Like, I love that. That makes my heart happy because it means I'm doing something and it's making a difference and it's out there and you're seeing it. And so that's for me, that's one of the benefits. I like to show my face. I don't really, well, I don't like it. I feel that I have to show my face because, because of what I do. And I do say my name a lot because I want to make sure that people stop calling me the wrong name, which they do all the time. Well, and Cindy, going on this comment, I love seeing the face behind the voice. That is also another thing too. When we're just on social media posting like here's a bag I made, here's this, and you never see the person's face, you don't feel that same connection. You feel a different connection when you're looking, like I'm talking to you guys right now. I can't see any of you, but you can see me. And so I'm getting to know each of you. And then when I see your face, I'm like, oh, now I know what Cindy looks like. I met Cindy in person earlier this year and I was like, it's so nice because I know how tall she is. I know what she looks like. I know the sound of her voice. That is that personal connection that crosses us into like a different area. Um, okay, so hold on. We're going back. Okay. Um, let's actually talk like legit facts here. Okay. So you want to start a YouTube channel, you get your platform, you get all your stuff going, you decide on your style, you decide how you want to do videos and what you want to do. And unfortunately, sometimes people think there's this big misconception, and again, my point of view, somebody else that exists out there in the world might tell you it's totally different for them, and that's fine. You have this weird misconception that as soon as you're on YouTube, you make a lot of money and you get paid all this money and it's like this big thing. It's not. I'm gonna be real with you. Okay. It's not, you don't make money day one and you don't, no one's paying my mortgage based on YouTube. Okay. I still pay my own bills. Do I make money off of the YouTube platform? Like directly, I'm not talking external sales from my website. Do I make money literally from YouTube and they deposit it into my bank account? Yes, I do. Is it enough to like go on a vacation? Yeah, to like the restaurant down the road. It's not that kind of money. Until you are getting hundreds of thousands and millions and like top tier, it's not that kind of income. So don't think that joining YouTube is going to be immediately you're wealthy. Okay. I know most of you probably know that, but sometimes I think people don't totally understand that. And also, let's talk about like numbers, like the number, it's not an algorithm, it's the platform basis. On YouTube, I wrote this down so I would say it correctly. You have to have, in order to get monetized, you have to have a minimum of 1,000 subscribers. Now, 1,000 subscribers might not sound like a lot. You're like, well, I can reach that. Yeah, that can happen. Absolutely, you can. But reaching 1,000 subscribers might not happen as quickly as you think or as you want it to. This is work. This is not, if you're doing YouTube for fun because it's just a place for you to do what you do, that's different. If you're doing YouTube for your business and you're doing it to make money and to sustain what you do for a living, and you're trying to like use this as that type of platform, you need to be posting consistently. You need to like do what you need to do, but you also have to hit a minimum 1,000 subscribers before you're even considered for monetization. On top of that, because I've been watching Kayla from So Magical go through this, watching her trying so hard to hit that 1,000 subscriber, because it just, it's slow sometimes. It's not going to happen in a month. Maybe it will for you. It did not for me. You also have to have 4,000 viewing hours in a year. So you have to hit that number, and then you have to hit viewing hours. And viewing hours are exactly what they sound. It's how long people have been watching your videos. On average, most people don't watch videos from start to finish. So just because you put up an hour-long video doesn't mean that every person watching it watches it from start to finish. So you have to kind of remember these things. And one of the big things with YouTube, just like with any other platform, it's all about consistency. You want to go live every day? Go live every day. You want to, do a tutorial every single week? Do a tutorial. But if you want to go live for 2 weeks and post one tutorial and then hang out and not do anything for a month, your numbers will reflect that. You have to be consistent. I know when my numbers are good, it's because I've been posting a lot, I've been uploading a lot of videos, and also other people have been mentioning my name and sending people my way. My numbers skyrocket when I go to So Magical because people like Saya does a live or Nova does a live, and people are like, oh, I don't follow her channel. Click. You also, and I find this is for me, you want to encourage people to subscribe, because I can tell you, most of you watching me right now don't subscribe. You think you do, or you watch me every week and you think that that's the same thing. It's not. You have to hit that subscribe button. So, yes, it's a numbers game, and it's not just about like, I need to hit 50,000 by the end of this year. No, I want you to subscribe because it helps me. It shows YouTube that I'm important. It's a stupid algorithm, just like with every other stupid social media. You have to show them, because if you're not getting the subscribers and getting the viewing hours, they're like, well, she's not that important. She's not putting in the effort. So you have to do all that in order to get monetized. Now, getting monetized, and Nova, I just saw your comment. Wait, Nova had 2 comments I wanted to read. Yes, the income is not a lot at all for her. It's not for me either. I'll tell you how much I make. It's not that much. It's not anything to get excited about. And it's a lot of work to build your platform. It took me a year to hit 1,000 subscribers. That was what Nova just said. I don't know how long it took me to hit 1,000. I know that it was not quick. It could have been a year, somewhere around there. I don't know for sure. But again, rewind back, my platform is super niche. It's so many creations based. I'm not out here talking about other people's patterns. I promote myself because that's why I'm here. So I have gained the following I've gained, which I'm very proud of. I'm very, very happy to do this based off of what I do, based off of my own patterns and my own methods and the materials that I use. Excuse me. I started at the same time as Saya. We started relatively close to each other, but we have very different platforms. And she has grown substantially more than me and quicker because she does different things than I do. So you can't compare yourself to anybody else, but you have to put in the effort. You are your worst enemy. It's not me or anybody else out there. You have to put in the effort. And if you're going to do this and you're going to sign up, don't just let it fade out and just assume it's going to happen on its own. People will not come to you if you're not giving them something to come back for, and if you're not consistent. Whatever your consistency is, every day, every week, 2 times a month, pick it and stick with it as best as you can. That is how you grow. Let me see what else, because those are the things that like sometimes you kind of forget, because I haven't done this in so long. But Kayla and I were talking and I was like, oh, I forgot about watch hours. I forgot that watch hours count as much as subscribers. So we'll talk about money, because I don't care. The money that you make directly off of YouTube, off of the YouTube, it's AdSense, that's the platform that pays us. The money you make directly off of YouTube is based on ads. So there are ads on your videos. That's how, when you get monetized, that's when the ads start. You get ads that you cannot skip. You guys know when you watch videos, you get ads that you can skip. We encourage you, but I also know we're all the same. Watch all the ads, even the ones you can skip, because that is how we make money. That's how we get paid. We get paid with views, but it's the views of the ads. Your average ad pays 10 to 30 cents per view, something like that. It's not a lot of money. If you're doing paid promotions, if you've ever seen like up in the top corner, it'll say like sponsored or paid promotion. Those are different. I don't do those because I've never linked up with anybody to do one of those. And it's hard in the bag making world. In other places, like if I was working at, like as a mechanic, there's parts dealers and things. It's kind of hard to do in our world unless somebody out there that was a supplier of some kind would want to sponsor a video. When you get paid, they do like a 28-day cycle, and they look at your numbers and they tell you how many views you had and what you had. And I'm going to tell you right now, on average, my deposit every month is around $300. So I'm definitely not paying my mortgage with that. I can barely buy groceries with that. I'm not on YouTube to make tons of money. I'm on YouTube to promote the other things that I do, to show you how to use a template, to show you how to, write or read my pattern, to show you how to put in a zipper. So I increase my revenue by bringing you to my website. So if you want to join YouTube, and it's because you want to make tons and tons and tons of money, don't get too excited about it. I'm just going to be real with you. And I'm sure there are people out there that, somebody could see this video and be like, she's crazy. I make like 10 grand a month. Congrats. I don't. Maybe someday, but I don't. But yeah, it's the ads. And that's why when you skip an ad, the person you're watching doesn't get paid for that. But I also understand because we live in a world where we don't have to watch commercials anymore. So nobody wants to watch them. So I understand that. Let me see here. Talked about that. Okay. So let me see if there's any other questions. And then I will tell you about the equipment and the editing software that I use, which is nothing crazy. Nova, I love, see, this is why I love Nova, because she's just as real as me. And she's like, I get $110 a month. I'm saying it not like, I'm not asking for pity. I mean, if you want to like send me money, that's fine. But I'm not saying it for any other reason other than to just be real about it. This is not the place where you just join, make a video, and you're like, I got paid $500 this week. It's not like that. It's definitely not. So let me see here. Did I miss anything? You know what? And Maria, I almost called you Gabby, but Maria, I know that you're a skipper. I know everyone's a skipper because we all are. Like, how many of us watch things in full? Like, we watch full seasons of TV shows through Netflix or whatever because we don't want to wait and we don't want to watch commercials. Nobody wants to watch commercials anymore. I understand that. That is the benefit of YouTube making some of the ads not skippable. So, that I appreciate, but also I understand, and I'm just as guilty as all the rest of you. I'm like, I want to just get to this thing they're doing, and I hit skip ad. Don't feel bad about it. It is what it is. Like, you not skipping the ad is not going to make me that much more money where I'm like, man, you're taking money out of my pocket. So it is what it is. So let me see here. It is a labor of love, and we do this because we love it. I don't know anybody that's on YouTube that's like, I am a miserable human being and I'm here because I hate my life. I'm sure somebody out there exists. I'm here because I enjoy it. I wouldn't teach you how to do things and talk to you for an hour every Friday if I didn't enjoy doing this. I enjoy it because now that I have like another platform, we get to connect in different ways, and I get to meet you in person, and it's fun, and I love that. And I'm meeting other YouTubers, but also people that watch me, and it's amazing. I've had people that buy something on the website and leave a note, and they're like, I love your videos, like, or you and Barb are so funny. Those are the things that, like, that's the reward that I get, and that's the reason I enjoy doing it. Oh, you're an ad blocker. YouTube has cracked down and blocked the ad blockers. Oh, well, that's not very nice, YouTube. Kim, I will buy you a coffee. Absolutely. I'm going to drink a little bit more of mine. Okay. So, if there's no more questions about that kind of stuff, I think I covered everything I wanted to. Let me look at your comments and questions on Facebook, and then I will talk about equipment and video editing. And we may not get to anything else today, but that's totally fine. This has been a very fun conversation. Let me see here. Okay, I got that topic. Okay, Maria, this was important, and this is, again, something I feel kind of strongly about. Maria said on Facebook, can you pin or separate this content so that we can find it later? So that on YouTube is what playlists are all about. Playlists are the organization part of YouTube, and I have playlists, and if you go to any channel, you can find their playlists. All of the free projects, I have a free playlist. All of the Friday lives that we do, all the way back to Facebook, those are on the Friday one. I do playlists, and if I have something new, I make a new one. So this, I will make a new topic that will be about, starting a channel. That way, if you want to watch this video or you want to remember something I said, or I make another one, I'll put it in that playlist. So when you go to someone's channel, go to their playlist if you're looking for specific things. If you start a YouTube channel, use that feature, because let's say that you're going to start a channel and you're going to make all different bags from different makers. Why not make different playlists, different folders? So here's videos I did on So Many Creations. Here's videos I did on Sonar. Put them in there. So if somebody is like, I want to see this wallet that Sonar made, and I see that you have a video, make it easy for them to find it. That is the whole point of playlists. Also, your description box. Use your description box. Mine has a lot of the same information. Usually it says what we're talking about in the video, and then it says social media. Here's where you find hardware. Here's all the things. Here's what I talked about. Here's a link. The Rivet video that I uploaded earlier this week, go in the description of that video. Every single thing that I talked about is in there. All the tools, my Becky base from Hannah Woodworking, everybody's information is in there because I wanted to give that to you, and that's your place to find it. You all know where to find the description, correct? Like I'm assuming, but you want it. That's where you're going to find all the information about a video. And if you're starting a channel, put your information in there. Even if it's the same thing over and over again, and it's your website and like, thanks for watching, put it in there. I talk about being a Janome maker. I tell you what machine models I use. Put all that information in there and also use that as your resource as the watcher, as you're a watcher. Okay, let's see here. So yes, and Kim, you're sad the Becky bases are sold out. They sell out within minutes because we are all so on top of wanting them. So if you're on Facebook, if you go to the Hannah Woodworking Facebook page, that is usually where Becky will say when she has a restock. Also, you can message her or email her and just ask if she knows. And she'll tell you, like, I'm planning one for, later this month. So they do sell out really quick, but if you are on top of it, eventually you will get one, I promise you. Sometimes we talk about them too much and then they sell out really quick, and I'm sorry about that. Okay, I talked about that. Oh, how to monetize, we talked about that, but also how to move your videos from one platform to the other. I will talk about that in just a second, and equipment. So, okay, I don't know about the rest of you, but this is how I do mine. I have my iPad, okay? I am a Mac user. I'm an Apple user. So I have a MacBook, I have an iPhone, I have iPads. So because I have all those things, they're all linked together. If you aren't, if you're an Android user or you have something else, it's totally fine. I can only tell you how I do it based on Apple products. Excuse me. So one of the things that Apple has that is a free app, and I love free, we all love free, is, excuse me, see, and then I burp. Maybe I don't have it on this one. Is it here? Nope. It's iMovie. So I'm trying to find it, and I don't know why. I can just tell you what it's called. Sometimes I confuse myself. I use iMovie. iMovie is a free app that is on any of your Apple devices. However, the version that's on MacBooks is more, it's an expanded version, and it has easier, like more things that you can find. But every single video that is on my channel that is an edited tutorial, not my live videos, every single one of them was edited in iMovie. Now, when I say I know nothing about editing videos, now I do, but I did not before that. I even asked my friend Alan, who was going to help me, what do I use? What do I buy? And he was like, use iMovie. You have an iPad. It's easy to use. There is editing software all over the place. You can definitely search on YouTube and find out what other people use. If you want to throw yours out there, Nova or anybody else that's watching that edits videos, I use it because it's free and because it's very user friendly. It's even on an iPad, it's very easy to use. All of my videos prior to last year, prior to 2022, were edited on an iPad. I only got my MacBook last year, I believe. So, and it's the same program, just like an enhanced version of it. So I edit everything on there. I film on an iPad. So what you can't see is right above me right here. There is a ceiling mounted pole. My husband put it in, and there's a bracket. So it goes like this. And then on this bracket, there is a holder. So I just open it up and I stick my iPad in there. So all of my overhead views are from here. It's probably 3 feet off the table. All of my straight on views are done with, hold on, I forgot to bring it over. This. So I have many of these. This is a tripod. It expands, it stands on the floor. and I have this holder right here, which will hold either of my iPads. So right now, where I'm talking to you is another one of these. I think I have like 4 of them because it depends on what I'm doing. Whenever I'm doing overhead shots, they're done up there. And this snaps off. This is Cobra Tech. That's who makes that, Cobra Tech. And it just twists to open. And so you can adjust it. It doesn't hold an iPhone. It doesn't go that small, but it will hold either of my iPads. This one's kind of small. And then the one that I'm talking on right now is the 12.9 inch. So it's like the biggest iPad, and it will hold either of them. And then it's got a thing right here that you just click in. And then you can adjust it. You can lift it. It's got the legs on it. This is Manfrotto. I don't know what that means, but that's the maker of this. This is all from Amazon. So every single piece of equipment was either from Best Buy or Amazon, nothing fancy. That wall mounted or ceiling mounted bracket, I have no idea who made that. But I also got it on Amazon, and I think I just Googled either ceiling mount or mounted camera holder. So I do everything on my iPad. Lauren uses her phone. A lot of people use cameras. My friend Stephanie from Cool Addicts Anonymous, if you've seen her studio, she has like a full camera, microphone. Like, but remember, her background is in this kind of stuff. My background is not. My background is in making bags. Her background is in like technology. She used to have a podcast. Nova uses her phone. You don't have to go crazy on equipment. And I think that was my misconception. It's 12:01. I'm going to keep talking. So we're going to have a longer live today, just so you know, because I want to make sure I get everything and I answer all your questions. I was really afraid that I was going to have to need all this expensive equipment that I didn't have the budget for and that I didn't know how to use. And also, there's a disconnect in my brain of like, how do I take something from a digital camera and get it on a computer? I wasn't even sure how to do that. I was like, I don't know how to transfer things. So I thought I was going to have to buy all this stuff. And I was afraid I buy all this stuff and now I don't know how to use it. And now I started a YouTube channel that I don't do anything with. So I used what I had, which was my phone and my iPad, my old computer. Now I have a new computer and I just use whatever. And so use what you already have. If you have a tablet of some kind or you have a cell phone, pretty sure you all do, you can do it off of there. I use my iPad because then it's not getting interrupted by my phone because sometimes my phone is annoying. I just use the iPad because all the notifications are turned off and I get a little bit bigger screen so like I can shoot a bigger area. Let me see here. Oh, okay, Hazel. This topic is so interesting. My question is, how come some YouTubers have timestamps and others do not? Um, I did not have timestamps until recently because I didn't know how to do them. I saw other people doing them and I was fascinated by it. And I was like, what is this? I need to know what this is. The first time I tried it through the YouTube app, it didn't work. Like it was weird. It didn't like hold. But now I've learned you literally can go into your description, and while I'm editing a video, as I'm like watching it, I write them down. So I'm like, at minute 2:15, I talked about this subject. You can type in 02:15 and it will link it directly for you. It does it in the description, which is super cool. And I don't know if it always did that because it didn't do it for me before. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to upload something on my channel, even though it won't be real. But let me see here. And I just saw a question. You also save your YouTube videos, make and keep them in folders, make your own playlist. Yes, absolutely make your own playlist. Okay, this is actually, Nova, this is a perfect comment for some of you too. Nova said, I'm bad at editing, which is why I film like I'm doing lives so I don't edit too much. You don't have to edit anything. I edit because I say colorful words a lot while I'm sewing and when I frustrate myself, and YouTube doesn't like that. They don't like those words. So that's why I don't swear on lives. I just swear in my real life. That's the only thing about me that you don't know on YouTube, but you probably have figured that out. Okay, so I'm on YouTube right now. All right, we're gonna see what happens. I don't know who that person is, but it showed up. So right here is a little plus sign. I'm going to click on it. Let me make sure there's nothing you can't see here. Make sure there's no weird pictures. Okay, so when I click that plus sign, I can upload a live, a post, or a video. I don't do a lot of posts because I don't feel like they get seen as much. I post more like, I think I posted once when we were going to be late, but that was about it. And sorry about my lights. They're very, very reflective. So if I wanted to go live, I would click here. But if I want to upload a video, I can go here. It's very weird to do it backwards. What does this say? Oh, allow access. Yes. Okay. So here is the video that I uploaded yesterday. But let me do this. It's preparing the video. I'm just going to show you what it looks like when you upload a video because it's not hard. And yes, probably the hardest thing is like, how do I get it to the thing that I want to upload from? Well, if you record on your phone, you upload it from your phone. If you record on your iPad, you do it from your iPad. I airdrop everything to my MacBook because I have Apple products again, and because I like using the MacBook to edit. This is preparing my video. It's going to take a minute. So let me just see here. Okay, let's see. Nope, that was not a question. That was a question amongst each of you. So I should make my son watch this. Every 11-year-old boy wants to be a YouTuber to become rich. Yeah, those 11-year-old boys, they're funny. But it's because you see people on YouTube that show their fancy lives, and some of them I think are real, and some of them I don't think are real. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think a lot of it's going to be a shock to a lot of you. A lot of what you see on the internet is just a bunch of lies. These people show like, look at my fancy house and all this stuff, and I'm a YouTuber and I have 3 million subscribers. That's how I did it, to an extent. But they also probably have paid promotions and sponsorships and things that I don't have. If they're just getting paid off of ads, they didn't buy that $2 million house in LA. I'm just telling you. So, oh, okay. Kim, that is a great question that I had to figure out too. How do you make the chat available once it's no longer live? That is annoying. I will tell you that because, let me see here. Let me see. While that's uploading, I'm going to go onto my phone. Let me look up, I'm just going to go to Nova because I know she does lives all the time so I can see her channel. And come on, subscriptions. And I'll show you how you find them because it's not available immediately. So live chats are not available immediately when it's not live. It takes 24 to 48 hours. So Nova, I'm clicking on one of yours. Okay, let me get through her ad. So I'm just clicking on one that she did live. That way we know that there's a chat. I'm gonna turn my phone sideways because this always helps. Okay. So when we pause this for a minute. Okay, so this is the live that Nova had, okay? Closed captioning, all that kind of stuff is up here. Down here, it's this little box right there that if you click on it and there we go, live chat replay. And then it comes up. It's that little double, oh, hold on, where did it go? It's this little thing right there. It's that little like double box that you have to click on. I have no idea why. I don't know why they do that. That is probably the other thing I don't 100% love about YouTube. When we would do Facebook Live, because I didn't do the comments, Barb always did them. When we were done doing Facebook Live, I would just go back in and look at some of your comments. Or if Barb like asked me a question, I'd be like, who asked that question? I'm wondering like what person said that. This, even me, I can't access this. As soon as I hit end, it takes me, and Nova said up to 72 hours. It depends. And I don't know what the difference is. I don't know who decides that. Sometimes it's there the next day. Sometimes it's there 2-3 days afterwards. But the live chat is never available immediately, even to us as the creator. I have no explanation for that. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I am open and honest because I can't not be. That's taking forever over there. So, and yes, and there's also delays in videos. So I am watching me right here, and I'm also here on the computer, and it's like a 10-second delay because whenever I move my hand, I see it move down here a few seconds later. So just remember that if you're doing a live, it's not, it's usually delayed by like 10, 15 seconds. So let's also, somebody had also asked, I think it was part of Maria's question. Also, how do you get videos from other platforms to YouTube? So I used to do Facebook Live every Friday. That's where we started. On the Facebook platform, when you get done and you end your video, it saves it for you. Then there is, and I haven't done this in like a year and a half, so I don't fully remember. There's a button, I think it's in the corner, where you have to click it and you have to tell it to download the video. It saves it to your page. That's fine, but you have to download it. Once it downloads, wherever you're downloading it, which I always, again, did it on my computer, then you add it to YouTube. Then you can add it on to YouTube, which, hold on here. So immediately when I open YouTube and okay, now you're going to work. Okay. Forget my iPad, which is apparently delayed for many reasons. So now I want to add a video, and wherever that video came from, it's on my phone. I've downloaded it. I go to the plus sign. I click the video that I want. It's going to play for a second. I say next. Now I get here, add details. This is where I pick a title. This is where I put all that information that a lot of people don't read. Because don't worry, we're going to end this by talking about trolls. So I put all that here. Here's my title. Here's my description. Okay. Do I want it visible? Well, I'm going to go to unlisted because I'm just playing around. If I want, if I'm editing something and I have a Patreon group, my Patreons get everything first. So I upload things unlisted, which means only the people that I share the link with can see it. So the rest of you can't see it until I put it as public. So I'm just going to do this as unlisted right now. So when I go down here, I can schedule it. I'm not going to schedule. Okay. I'm going to go here and I can hit upload. And once I hit upload, it's going to kind of take a few minutes depending on how long the video is. It has to go through, it has to process and do its whole thing. Let me see here. Okay, add to playlists. Here's all my playlists. So today I will make a new playlist for this video. So I can click whatever playlist I want this to be on. I can also go to, I can select comments if I want to hold comments, which I don't. I let people say whatever they want. Let me go. I want to get to the last part, which of course it's going to be different. Hold on. It's going to be different because I'm not doing it on the computer. Everything is different on apps versus computer. Let me get to YouTube Studio, which is where you do your editing, and go to my content. Okay, so here's the video that I'm working on, and I'm going to edit. I'm going to get to the right part. Okay, under more options, I can add tags, which I was just reading, and tags are useless on YouTube. You don't need to do that. I didn't know that. And let me go to, okay, I can't do this on my phone, unfortunately, because I can't get everything I need. When you're uploading a normal video, like a regular person, there's prompts that you go through where you can add what they call cards. A card is that thing that pops up in the top where you might add another video. So when I was doing my video the other day, I linked the old video in case you wanted to see the gold star cam snap comparison. So whenever you see that little, I think it's black with white letters, whenever you see that pop up in the corner, when you click that, it takes you to another video. That is called a card. I have no idea why. And then there's also a way to do your timestamps in that end, which I don't like doing my timestamps there. They never work for me. So I do my timestamps in my description. And again, you just write down, it's really that easy. You just write down what minute something is at and you write what it is. And I think that's about it. And then if you are monetized, you have to tell it that you want the monetization. You have to tell it that you want ads to play on this video, which most of mine have. Some of them don't, because if it's a really short video, sometimes I just won't put the ads on. And you can put ads pretty much on any of the videos. When you do that, it's going to ask you a series of questions that you have to answer. Do you talk about guns? Do you have swear words? Do you talk about anything inappropriate? And you have to tell it if you've mentioned any of those things. So on a bag making channel, there's very little controversy. I don't have to worry about that. Um, and then afterwards, you have to kind of tell it like, yes, we're good, go ahead, but they still check it. So if you lie, they're going to find out, and then you're going to get in YouTube jail. You don't want to do that. So I don't talk about anything that's really high controversy. I mean, you would think I did. I talk about cork a lot. People get bent about that. But other than that, I don't talk about any of those things. So if you have a platform where you're talking about politics, guns, schmomortion, all that kind of stuff, yeah, you're going to want to be real careful with that. And you're going to have your videos watched carefully. So, what else? What else? I don't see any more questions. So I'm gonna wrap this up. We're gonna talk a smidge about the trolls, and then I'm gonna give you just a very brief what I've been doing this week, and then I promise we're gonna end. I don't usually go more than like an hour, but today was a different topic, and Barb's not here to tell me to shut up. So if you want to do this, I would never ever encourage anybody not to do this. If you want to own a business, you want to have a platform, you want to live your life, do what makes you happy. Be prepared that it's not going to be the easiest decision you make. It is going to be more rewarding in so many ways than other things that you do, but it is not going to be easy every single day. It's a hard thing to do. Putting yourself out there in social media is not easy, and it's not for everybody. And I don't judge anyone that doesn't want to do it and that can't do it. But I also would not tell anyone don't. You think there's too many bag makers? There's not. You think you don't have anything important to say? You probably do. I don't stop yourself if this is truly what you want to do. However, if you are overly sensitive and you can't take people being negative and being bullies and being complete and utter buttholes, this might not be the best place for you because it can destroy you. I I still get hurt feelings. I've grown very thick skin. I get really, you know, I stand up for myself. I'm not here to argue with people on the internet. That's not my thing. I'm not going to sit here and fight with you. But if you're going to be nasty, I, as the creator, have the option to block you. I also have the option to say something back to you. And the thing that I have found is that it doesn't matter what I do, it doesn't matter what route I take. If somebody wants to be a jerk, they're going to be a jerk. I can't stop them. It's part of their sad personality. And most of the time, it is about them, not me. And I know that. But it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt my feelings some days. I have had people say absolutely horrible, ridiculous things to me for anywhere from, oh, I can't believe you have music on your video. I'm so tired of videos with music. Okay, well, that's you. To, I wish that you would sew instead of just, showing things, because everyone has an opinion of how they want things done, to people literally talking about my personal appearance. I have had people say awful, hateful, terrible things to me, and it hurts your feelings and it can be upsetting, and you have to be able to work through it. And if you can't, if that might not be the best place for you to be, if you know that it's just going to destroy you mentally. Not everybody is equipped for this. Most of the things that are said to us on the internet, these people would not say to our face. Some of them would. You know that. There are just horrible people in the universe. But most of the things they're saying are out of their own frustration. They're having a bad day. They're comparing you to somebody else. They expected something they didn't get. Whatever the thing is, they're saying it and it's a reflection of themselves. And it doesn't happen every day. Don't get me wrong. I don't get like a bad comment every single day where I'm like destroyed by it. But the ones that take it to that point, they will ruin your day. And it makes you also question yourself and it makes you think about things. And there have been things said to me that I have literally said, am I doing this wrong? Should I be doing this differently? Did I actually ask for this? Like, did I set myself up for this? And the answer is no. I had the nerve to put myself on social media. I did not ask for the backlash and the bad things when they happen, but they're going to happen because some people are just miserable trolls who will never be happy with anything. They find YouTube videos to stalk and to say nasty things to, and they do it until you block them. I have posted every single day this year on at least one or more of my platforms. I did it for my own sake because I'm trying to see if it makes enough of a difference. Is 365 days of posting something building my audience the way that I want it to? Like, is it worth it? I'll recap at the end of the year and see where I'm at. That's why I've been really tracking my numbers to kind of see how things have been going. In doing this, I post a video and I still am laughing about this. And Lauren laughs about this too, because like we all get it. So don't think that just because somebody's sweet and nice and has a big following, they don't get harassed either. I was on my way to St. Louis. I posted a very innocuous, dumb video of like some of the states that I had crossed, and I was like, I'm here. And some random dude named Tyler, who I don't care about, was like, no one cares. Why did you need to say that? Like, did that hurt my feelings? No, because that kind of stuff is just stupid. But there are people that think that that is their job. So you're going to have to deal with that if you're going to be here, because the world is not sunshine and rainbows the way that we all wish that it was. Yes, keyboard warriors. And that is, it's the downfall of dealing with society. And I blame a lot of this on the internet, because we've all gotten a little too brave in saying what we want to say. And some people take it to an extreme. They take it way too far. And also, on that, not just the bad things, but there are people that will never listen to anything that you say. Okay. And it's not you guys, because you're here. And I know that you've been here for an hour and 21 minutes. There are people that if you've noticed, if you watched any of my tutorials in like the last year, and you've wondered, I say who I am, where I'm from, what I'm doing. And I also say, if you need the pattern or any of the hardware or cork or anything you see in this video, you can find it right here. And I literally point and put my website in my video, because the amount of people that don't go to the description and don't search so many creations, my website will come up. The amount of people that don't do that is astonishing. And so I have tried to do that. I also ask people in the beginning and the end, don't forget to click subscribe, hit the notification bell, and give it a thumbs up. All of these things matter to us on YouTube, and people forget. We all forget. Sometimes people are not on YouTube 24 hours a day. They don't know these things. So that is why, if you've ever seen or wondered why I do some of the things I do in my videos, that's why I do it. Has it helped alleviate some of it? Yes. Do I still, on a daily basis, have people asking me, where'd you get that cork from? I'm like, my website. And sometimes it's painful, but you have to also be ready for that. You have to kind of just take the good with the bad. And I will tell you, the good way by far, by millions, outweighs the bad. But the bad is what ruins your day, and the good is what makes you smile and say, I'm going to keep doing this. That's kind of what you just have to remember with any social media. And the unfortunate part of putting your face on your videos is that people now will also make personal attacks at your appearance, which I will never understand. Has anyone seen Lauren's shirt that says sloppy sewist? It's because her nails were chipped in a video and somebody thought that they needed to point out how they didn't like that. That's how it is. My friend Stephanie from Quilt Addicts Anonymous has to put word blockers on her channel because people comment on, you ready? Her eyebrows. I don't understand it, especially when we're here sewing and making bags. What I look like has nothing to do with it. I don't know what the need is for it, but in putting yourself out there, unfortunately, you get some crap people back. So, but I'm still here and I laugh at them for the most part. Also, I will give them their 15 minutes of fame, which is what they want, but usually because I shame them. Because if you're going to be rude to me, I'm just going to shame you back, because I'm not the bigger person. I'm just not. So it is upsetting, yes. And you know what? It upsets you guys too. I see when people leave nasty comments, it upsets you. The viewer, who now feels this, like, you feel protective of me and the people that you watch. You don't, it upsets you. And that's why the whole, that thing we learned when we were a kid, that like, you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all, still stands true 2023. It's still a great thing to stick with. I know we've changed a lot of our thinking and our sayings. That one's a fantastic one. So Nova, it does hurt sometimes, and it helps to have someone to talk to. And I talk to all of you, but also my husband and my mom. Even when they don't want to, they have to hear all of the things that happen to me. So Carol said, if they aren't happy, why criticize you? That's what I want to know too. They can turn it off and watch someone they like. I honestly adore your teaching. Thank you. That is that is my point. In there's so many of us. If you don't like how I do it, that's fine. Go watch Nova. Go watch Saya. Go watch Nicole. Go pick anybody. There's a million people out there that you could watch that clicks for you. There was a thing I saw on a Facebook post one day of this very like split of I don't like videos where there's no talking. I only like videos where there's no talking. I don't like to listen to people's voices. I like the music in the background. So that means we don't all have to do it the same way because there's different things that people want. People want different, options. And that's why we're here. And that's why you don't have to like this. Like I've had people come up to me at shows and tell me how much they can't stand watching me live. Cuz God, I'm so annoying. But your tutorials are helpful. Well, thank you. I didn't need to know that. But also, you don't have to watch the live videos. And I know I'm annoying. 43 years I'm doing this. I'm good at it. Like what do you want me to say? So, yeah. And that's right. They don't like anyone. People cut each other down to feel bigger. And you are right. That is exact. I don't know any time in my life, and I think I'm a nice person. I try to be a happy person. I try. I mean, yeah, I'm miserable sometimes. Yeah, I have bad moods. Like I'm not like sunshine all the time. But I try to be a nice person and I try to find positive whenever I can, as much as I can. But I can't think of any one time where I put somebody down and I walked away and was like, well, I feel great now. It actually hurts inside. I feel guilt. I feel horrible as soon as I'm mean to someone. I'm like, I feel like I crossed a line. I don't think I should have done that. But these people don't feel that way. It brings them joy and pleasure. It's they're the same people that like don't like dogs. Like we don't need these people around. But that's it. So an hour and a half. I'm gonna let you process all that. If you have any questions, throw them out there. Otherwise, a quick recap of this week, and then I'm gonna go because you guys have had enough of me, I'm sure. We have a bunch of cork restocks. They will be updated on the website hopefully later this afternoon. So if you're waiting for anything or if you're looking for anything, I also have more coming in. There were two new videos this week. I did the updated boxy pouch tutorial, which is a spin on the old one with better lighting, with new, not techniques, the same technique, but new added things. I added handles. I added a two-tone option. I added tabs. I did embroidery placement. I added all the things that I get questions about that I didn't do the first time. And then I also did, and I know a lot of you don't need this, but I know a lot of you do, a beginner guide to buying a rivet press because I wish I had done it sooner, but it was one of those things that I've accumulated a lot of knowledge and opinions about it, and I wanted to kind of wait. And so I talked about cam snaps. I didn't do a comparison. I talked about my handheld and my tabletop, and I talked about how to start out without overwhelming yourself like I did. I do have some other videos coming. I am trying to get things done. November is going to be the most hectic, insane month this entire year between classes, retreats, videos, all this stuff that's going on. But we do have some fun stuff coming. I have some videos to film and some videos to edit. I will be doing something live with Nicole and Lauren later this month. And when I have some more details, I will share that with you so you don't miss it. And other than that, just kind of still filming videos. What else did we do? The new template is on the website. We have the Bitty Basket, which was this little guy. Also, really quick note, for those of you who have been seeing the ad by a quilt shop, supposedly in California, and sending it to me about this, no, they did not have permission to use my stuff. They used pictures of my video, pictures. I know what my hands look like. They used pictures of all of my things. They took screenshots of my YouTube video. And it is not a shop located in California. It is a shop that is a scam shop based out of other than China. And a friend of mine ordered something from there, not this, ordered something else, and 2 months later has not received it, and they will not answer her and they blocked her. So be careful what you find on the internet. So that was a tangent. Bitty basket, template, SVG is on the website, and you're all getting another SVG later today. I didn't have a chance to upload it, but you are going to get an SVG for the Sydney wallet. Okay. It is not free. The pattern is free. You don't need the SVG, but if you have a cutting machine and you want it, it is there. Christina, if you're still here, you are a rock star. She helped me tremendously. So did Kay. So did Sharon. We had a lot of people helping out to make sure that this SVG is spot on because it has a lot of pieces. I wanted to get it like perfect. So that will be up later today. I am working on 2 new patterns. One will be a freebie. One will be a not freebie. I mean, you have to give me money sometimes. Those will be coming. I'm hoping before the end of this year. So I am working like right now on 2 of them. And if you have ideas, thoughts, requests for Zoom classes, because I'm going to start doing Zoom classes again next year, what do you want? What kind of classes do you want? Do you want random, we can work on any of your patterns classes? Do you want a specific class? Do you want different things? Do you want, I don't know what are you looking for? Tell me. You can leave it here. I just can't see it. Or you can email me because a lot of you don't live near me and you can't come visit me, even though you should. So we are going to have Zoom classes up for next year, but I want to know what you want. So think about it. You don't have to answer me now, but if you are like, I would love to learn this, send me an email. Let me see here. So Zena, I like your name. First time watching your video and like how real you are. Oh, and you're a new subscriber. Well, thank you. And we are less than 100 away from 22,000. I don't know how that happened. I happened because of you guys. But thank you. I'm over the moon about it. It makes me super, super happy because it means that all of the hard work that I put in is actually making a big difference, which is awesome. So thank you. If you haven't actually subscribed, please do that and do that for all of the other people that you watch. If you're a big fan of somebody and you watch their videos, click subscribe. It takes you a second, but it makes a huge difference for us. And if you don't like notifications, unclick the bell. That's all you have to do. I don't like notifications, so I don't get any of them. I just go on to YouTube and watch stuff. Carol, you're off to watch some ads. Thank you for that as well. So I hope that this answered your questions. If you want to start a YouTube channel, again, I know this wasn't like start to finish, like here's how you do it. That exists already. You didn't need that from me. I wanted to tell you my experience and what I do. So if I haven't answered something, let me know. If there's a topic that you want me to cover, let me know. I'm always very open to it. I like to hear what you guys want. Somebody suggested a really cool topic like a month ago, and I didn't do it immediately, but I'm going to do it later. I love to hear all of your wants because I'm here for you. I'm not just here for me. So this was a very long one, but thank you for sticking with me. Thank you, Nova, for answering some questions. I appreciate that. We're going to have to go live together so we can actually like talk and answer questions together. So we will do that in the future for sure. And other than that, I think we're going to call it a day. If you think of something afterwards, just send me an email. And don't message me on social media because I don't answer and I don't check there. So have a fantastic weekend. I have a sewing weekend coming up. I'm super excited about, and you'll probably see some pictures. So I will talk to you guys next Friday. Thank you.